Well, hey, welcome. Good morning. Welcome. How do I greet everybody? But welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus your video game enthusiast and industry analyst. And today, for June 16th, 2025, I'll run through the latest gaming news, what I've been playing. There was a packed weekend, a lot of cool stuff to talk about. But, first, shout out to the morning crew, Ultronymous, JamKLX, Chris. Hope you guys had a good weekend. And I guess, throw in a game you played. Maybe I'd be interested to see what you guys are playing. Because I'll kind of shortly go over what I've been playing. But to start, pretty cool weekend for a lot of reasons. Friday finally got the TV in the living room repaired, and so I spent more time when I was playing video games doing it in the living room on the couch, and it feels great. Growing up. I was mainly playing games in front of the couch, or in front of the TV on the couch, or sitting, in front of the couch on a video chair. And I would say PC gaming, was happening too, but I felt like it wasn't always I was spending long stretches playing PC games. In fact, especially during the 90s, it would be different games you would be playing on a PC versus a console. So like I would be playing RTSs a lot. Especially in the late 90s on PC, and I'd be spending a lot of time doing that. But then I'd play, Ocarina of Time, Halo, then GoldenEye on console in front of a TV. And so I feel like between the two experiences, at the end of the day, I think it's more fun playing in front of a TV, but on a computer, it could depend on the game. I feel like even when I'm playing like a Castlevania, a Metroidvania, it's pretty fun in front of a computer because you kind of have that screen right there in front of you. I think it depends on each one. Let's see. Okay, so JamKLX's been making my way through G Generation Cross Race. Oh, that's cool. I actually have that on PC, but I haven't played it as much. But I appreciate that more now that I've gotten more into Seed. Ultronymous, I played the Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra Open Network. I hadn't heard of that. Let's look that up real quick. Dragon Ball Geki. Wow, had not heard of this. Okay. Team oriented free to play game. Let me look at Oh, okay. I'm seeing like Power Stone. It looks like there's limited actual screens of gameplay. Oh, here we go. Here's a video. Oh, that's pretty neat. I'm not too sure exactly what the game looks like. Is that like a lane? And I guess it's like a MOBA almost, but not. Oh, it's a Dragon Ball MOBA in the style of Pokemon Unite. Oh, okay. That's actually pretty neat. Because I was thinking, don't they have a big game that just came out recently? But I think this is a good idea to do with an IP. These different types of games. This actually seems pretty neat. Let me just add it to my wish list just in case. And then 2 lanes instead of 3. Okay. Huh. Pretty neat. All right. Let's head back to what I've been playing. So, I think we left off last week. I was playing that Nitrogen Omega demo, which seemed cool in its own way, but not my thing. And I say that, but then it's like I'm kind of interested to see how it, plays out. Phantasy Star Online 2. This was due to Ultronymous recommendation, and I had played it back on either when it was just Phantasy Star Online, the first one on Dreamcast, whatever. So I have an inkling of understanding. I do like the combat system in this. It's not like super deep, and maybe it gets that way, but just on the surface, the feeling of just doing the, whacking, lock on, jumping, it's there. So I didn't really jump into much more. Obviously, you can see 22 minutes. I could see myself jumping more into that world. So maybe. And then, so at some point Friday, and you guys had heard the story about my TV in the living room where the black light went out, the backlight went out on one TV. So we got a new one that had the same issue. We took it to Best Buy. It worked. We brought it back home. It didn't. We didn't know what was going on. So electrician came. They said everything's okay. Samsung repair came Friday, and they replaced a part inside that was actually attached to the screen. So I got a whole new screen, whole new part, and then it worked. So I'm thinking maybe a power surge had happened at my house. And on that active line, those TVs were just getting messed up. And then I had, flipped the breaker since then. So it might have been related to me by flipping the breaker, kind of fixed that line, I guess you could say, because the electrician came after I did that. So it even with Best Buy when they were, or not Best Buy, Samsung, when they were looking at the part they replaced, they said they can't even tell why it's not working. It doesn't have any indicator. It's just not. So I'm just glad I got that squared away. And because of that, I hooked, the Series X back up down there. Even my PS5 that I normally keep at my desk, but I have the Portal now, so I don't really need it at my desk. So I have that back on the living room TV, which I prefer to have those consoles there. Switch, even the ROG Ally. I have a dock there for the ROG Ally. So this TV, we didn't buy like a high-end TV, but we did buy above the bare minimum. Like, it's a 60 hertz, so it's not 120, so it's not like for that extreme type of gaming. And I was kind of keeping that in mind because it's like, well, when I want to do gaming like that, I have 120 hertz or 144 on my monitor. I'll just do that. But the other thing though was, well, let's just get a name brand. So we just made sure we got Samsung. We have a lot of Samsung devices and they tend to work good. So we're like, well, let's at least get a name brand. And what was the other thing? I think there was something else that needed to have at least, I forgot. But anyway, even at 60 hertz, the game mode has some really cool options. It has a Game Motion Plus that actually is sort of like a VRR. Yeah, there's no VRR on the TV either, but it does have this Motion Plus that kind of helps. And I will say it's like I could tell. I'm not getting, 120 frames. But at the same time, the way this TV, just the picture works and the clarity and the options you have for game mode stuff, it just works really good. But the other neat thing, and this is not something I was considering with this TV, is that it even has the option to hook up a controller, an Xbox, or any gamepad. It actually an option. Like when I hit in the main screen of the Samsung TV, there is a add controller option, and when you click that, it shows Xbox, Switch, DualSense, other, which is pretty cool. And so I just had an extra Xbox controller I have hooked up to that, and then you can go into the cloud streaming, and it has built-in Xbox Cloud, GeForce Now, a bunch of other services I'm not too familiar with, but I did try the Xbox Cloud and it worked great. I was super actually shocked and surprised that it ran that way. And now the other interesting thing is Microsoft just recently updated the Xbox Cloud to allow you to stream games you own. So it's not just whatever's in the cloud, but even the games you own. Like when I looked at my list, there was maybe 6 or 7. One was Cuphead. So there should be more. I own a lot more. So I feel like they're still working that part. But at least like all the main games, even the modern games pretty much are all streamable. And it plays well. I think the biggest takeaway is the latency. There is zero latency. I do not feel like there's any sort of lag. Now, I will notice the sort of artifacting or buffering because, some frames are trying to keep up. It's not bad. In fact, I would say most of the time you're getting when it comes to streaming, I feel like most of the time you're getting a smoother gaming experience than if you were to be playing locally and having maybe a frame skip issue or something. So I got to say, it's a very interesting time trying out the streaming. But also I had the Xbox hooked up to the TV other than streaming through the cloud, and that looked and played fine. PS5 hooked up. So yeah, let's go through some of the stuff I checked out. Godzilla, I wanted to check that out. 48 hours in and haven't platinumed yet. There's still some time. Played some more of the Macross Shooting Insight, and I had more fun with it and maybe this is how I need to start playing. I went in and put it on easy mode or easier. There's an option where you can just make the game a little easier, and I think I had more fun that way. That way I'm more focusing on what the controls are, how to dodge, and then go back. I jumped into some Spider-Man 2. That's something I do want to play more of sometime and actually beat. Even the first game I just thought was just okay. I wonder if that suffers from the same thing of if it's a game being made for a super wide audience. So there is a part of my enjoyment that is then like kind of missed. I don't know. Resident Evil Village, I wanted to play some more because of 9 coming out. And I'm having okay time with it. It's actually interesting playing, especially the first area, because it feels like old Resident Evil. It's interesting how much it just feels like old Resident Evil, just because you're kind of like going here, then there, and like, okay, what do I do with this piece? Okay, I got to go put it here. How do I get in there? And then you figure it out. But it's not like riveting. I'm not being like, I felt like in Resident Evil 5, especially after that beginning area, it's like, whoa, where am I? What's going on? Oh my God, now I'm being chased. But yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Phantasy Star Online 2 is fun and simple. It can get a bit more complex when you start weapon merging. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to have to look forward to that. I'm glad you figured out the TV issue. Yep. Spider-Man 2 was very mixed for me. Yeah, 100%. It's like foundationally the gameplay is there, but the pacing of the game just sometimes breaks it up to where then I just forget and go move on. What I thought was amazing was that Miles Morales standalone game. It was either DLC or standalone game, I forget, but I just remember that this pacing of that was just constant and fun. Okay, and then Souldiers was a random one. I think this was like on sale for like $2 or $3, and I wasn't sure, but in the comments they're like, "This is a great Metroidvania." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, let's see about that." And In fact, the 15 minutes I played was pretty good. I might jump into some here in a little bit. Okay, so for Death Stranding Director's Cut, this is another one that I feel like I want to try to beat before the second one comes out. But by second one, it could be when the second one then lands on PC, because I think when the second one comes out, it might only be on PlayStation first. Anyway, so for what I did with this was Death Stranding is exactly the type of game I do not want to play at my computer desk. Just because hunched over, just walking simulator. No way. I could see myself chilling on the couch, whatever. So what I did was I could have it playing from my ROG Ally, but the graphics wouldn't be as good. So I streamed it from, I had the ROG Ally hooked up to the TV, but used Steam streaming to stream from my PC to the ROG Ally, which would then be on the TV. And this worked really good. It looked really good. You can tell at some points, like if you're moving, if it was buffering, that there's, it's streaming, but a lot of times it looked great. And so this is another interesting thing about this TV is when I plugged in the ROG Ally, like it knew it was a gaming PC, and it would even automatically launch like the Xbox UI app, Armory Crate UI app. The only problem I'm having right now is I need to, since I'm using a controller, USB controller hooked up to it, I have to then modify the controls on that to have the desktop features I need to navigate to the desktop. So, and that's the part where I could see the average person might have a hard time, understand. But if I don't think the average person would be buying a ROG Ally to then hook up, like if they're doing that on purpose, they know what they're doing. That's a very interesting, I think, discussion around the ROG Ally since it came out is a mix of journalists that I feel like most, and this kind of goes back to my old conversation, most journalists covering the ROG Ally didn't really understand PC gaming, but most people buying the ROG Ally understood PC gaming, and that's why they were buying it. Anyway, Death Stranding, I still want to go through it some more. I'll be whittling away at it. It is hard to keep my attention because there's not much going on. And then playing some more Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine Mastercraft Edition. It's kind of fun just to go through it. There's not much to it, but just going through it, having fun. I mean, there's much to it with the combat. And this is one that I would just easily stream off the TV and play through on the big screen. That's a very fun experience. And then same with Ninja Gaiden Black 2. I was playing a little bit more of that. You know what? I might actually try to go through and finish it because they really did make this easier. They made it a lot easier. I feel like I never beat it originally, and I wonder if Ninja Gaiden, I wonder if anything on here has been, let's see. So Ninja Gaiden 2. So yeah, see, on the 360 originally I had 23 achievements. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black at 14. Let's see, there's 70 there. Only 38. Okay, so it's a lot different. Unfortunately, I guess this is, because the first Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden Black was on the original Xbox, wasn't it? So that's probably why that's not on here. And then Gaiden Plus on Vita, and then Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z on 360. Ninja Gaiden 3 on 360, Black on Xbox. So I think this is when they made the re-release, or where you could backwards compat maybe, but by then I didn't have it didn't log my data. And then Ragebound, so. Anyway, that's cool. Okay, let's head back. So, and then Barbie Project Friendship. I wasn't playing this. When I was in the living room playing around with the TV with the wife, I was like, hey, do you want to check this out? Trying to find, something. Hey, Zelda, what are you doing? The cat was bullying the dog. Oh, it's okay, Fluffy. Yeah, that's funny. So I don't think she liked it too much, but actually, when I was watching her play, I was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool for, I would say, a younger girl or someone younger that's into Barbie that would come across this not as a gamer, but just come across this as an interactive thing. It seemed pretty cool in that way. No achievements though. Could I have at least got some achievements? I'll ask the wife to do that. All right, It Takes Two. Playing more of this. Wife and I were getting further in the game. And again, this will go back to, I don't like this type of game. Like, even the puzzles are not a thing. Like, the puzzles in this wouldn't be a puzzle that would be in, like, I don't know, maybe Uncharted is a bad example, but I don't know. Because like the puzzles are kind of basic things, like, oh, I know what I have to do. I just have to go through the motions of doing it. And again, my wife is not big into playing 3D games, but we're having a fine time doing this. So I would say that I do like the idea of, my wife and I finding more co-op games in this vein, but not as far as It Takes it, where it's just super like puzzle action. It's like you'll come across a puzzle like, oh, okay, I know what to do. Now I just have to walk through it. I don't know. And maybe if it was more actiony platforming, she had more fun. And actually I did too, when we had levels where we were doing more of the platforming and then maybe butt stomp on this and then make these appear. So it's like light puzzle, but you're doing more platforming. Yeah, when we had to like sit there and then like be okay, do this to that, so then we can go under here. That was like, so I wonder if A Way Out might be more fun, since that's going to be, I think, more narrative driven because it's a prison thing. And while I would say this narrative driven, it's so fantastical that it's really hard to feel grounded in the mechanics. If that makes sense. And maybe I'm speaking too for my wife a little bit. Okay, and then Doom on there. Playing some more Doom because of wanting to test the TV, the Xbox. And it runs great. Now it was just reminding me how much that Doom is just okay. And again, it might be the same thing as I was thinking with Spider-Man 2, where this new Doom game is like, it's made for anyone to play. Okay, and that's it for that. So we're going to jump into a game that I played really late the other night, and I don't remember. I thought I had a lot of fun with it. So let's see. And then while I'm getting that set up, I also had anime night last night. It was the first annual, the first one, basically got my TV back. So I was like, okay, I can invite some people over. We watched Evangelion 1.11. At first, I was just gonna we're just gonna watch an Evangelion movie, and luckily, one of the guys there, Goji FX Unlimited, does custom Godzilla stuff and stuff in general. He knows his Evangelion, so when we were there, he's like, "No, let's watch this one," and I enjoyed it a lot. It was basically they took the series, or I think it's supposed to be the first 6 episodes, if I read correctly. Consolidated it into a movie, and I feel like it was done perfectly. Because they would like redo the anime, and I had just watched the series, so a lot of the animation was familiar to me, and it was like the exact same thing, just updated. And they explained things better. But also there was some stuff not in it that was in the... There was stuff I didn't see in it, but I was told that it's possible the second movie has that stuff. Okay, it's the HD recap film. Okay, yeah, and it was great. Evangelion is great. It's up there. Now that I still have more to experience, but I get it when people talk about it. Okay. Let's do this. So as we can see, really cool, I think, graphics. I don't think I've gotten much into the game other than combat, which is great because I think that's what's good about this game, that it's a large focus on combat. That maybe that'd be something to say. Yeah, it's just saying. So I like that you could dodge through. Oh. Why would I want to hit the light though? Cool. You got spider layer map 1. Okay, let's see. Does that mean... So here we go. Here we go with the whole map system. S, that's probably save spot. Okay, and yeah, this is early on, so I think that's why it doesn't look too crazy. But again, I feel like... Whoa, that was a trap. I feel like at its core, this game delivers exactly what I want. Yeah, see how I was able to do dodge? And the music seems pretty cool. I do have it turned down just a little bit, but I can... Is that a worm? Look at that, there's just a worm on the ground. It's not even interactable, it's just part of the environment. Nice. Look at that level up. New mastery available. You obtain your first mastery relic. You can use it to acquire your first mastery. Masteries are skills normally passive that you can distribute as you wish. As you level up, you will acquire more of these relics. Okay, so that is this. Press RB at the right time to block an attack. Press X immediately after to perform a powerful counterattack. I love that type of thing. Ah, that's great. Oh, and it uses part of the stamina bar, but that's okay. Alright, so yeah, there's a lot going for this game, except I can't use the D-pad and press that's for the health, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, what's going on? The movies are its own thing. It does show on it's overrated on the original series. I don't know if he was overrated. I mean, maybe personally. After watching Evangelion, I was like, I get it. I 100% get this, and it explains why I like Shin Godzilla so much. Like... Spiders. Oh, wow, there's a lot to this. So I guess I can also add what slot there. But only one at a time? Maybe? Is it not? Okay. Well, I'll do that later. Okay, do these spiders just keep appearing maybe? Alright. Okay, I can just go up there. Remember, I can block. What do you think? The boss is a giant spider? Oh. Oh, there's something there. What's this? Activate. Oh, this is where I see my games. And there's even fast travel built into these. Okay, see, that is super simple. These aren't far away. The game introduces that early. I feel like it's just a good... What that does is, in the game, it makes me more apt to exploring. Just because I feel more settled in that, oh, I can, you know... get to where I need to or go to say, oh wow, look at all those spiders. Yeah, if people don't like spiders, it's gonna be okay, let me just got a few minutes. I'll probably explore this area a little bit. You know, the other game I wanted to try, and I might do that tomorrow. Mina the Hollower from Shovel Knight devs. You know, Treasure. Maybe I get an arrow or some magic later. Anyway, so you know what? I could say that this game might be a main game for me to playing, just because this scratches the itch, but it. Whoa. Oh, sweet. But it does everything I want a Metroidvania to do. I mean, I would say it uses kind of cutesy graphics, I guess, for the pixel art. But I think it's perfectly fine just because the way the world looks, it's all consistent. This is a really good looking and feeling Metroidvania. So I think this game I'm gonna spend my time with. And I decided not to get Stellar Blade yet. I will, but I'm just part of it is money, but also part of it is what games I'm playing. And there's so much I can be playing right now that I'm enjoying. Like this weekend was so much fun playing stuff I have that I wasn't even thinking of buying Stellar Blade, but I want to get that done this year. All right, all. 7A X7 pre-sale. Don't know about that, Andre. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna head out. Heading to work. That was a lot of fun. I'll be back tomorrow. But yeah, be cool. See you guys later.